Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Turbo Talon Golf. Welcome back to my garage golf simulator. It's Saturday, the 11th of April, 2026. And I was out playing golf up here at Mount Ogden Golf Course, northern Utah, up against the mountain here. And I think we got to the 13th or 14th hole. It started raining. We started seeing some lightning. And the marshal came and kicked us off the course. He said we could wait for the weather to clear up or we could try to get a rain check. But the weather was not looking great, so I just opted to leave. I saved the round in my Garmin app, quit the round, saved out of it. I don't know how the Garmin app is gonna save that, if it even will, because we didn't finish the round. Maybe it'll only save the front nine, I don't know. But all my stuff's still a little bit wet. I had just taken the cover for my golf clubs out of my bag because I thought I wasn't gonna need it anymore. It's also kind of strange because I played all winter, and I don't live anywhere where it stays very warm in the winter, right? I'm in Utah. Golfed all winter and never left a course for weather issues until now. This is the first time in a long time I've gotten kicked off a course for rain and lightning. My grass is still a little too wet to run the mower over it, so let's get some reps in here in the simulator. Let's see what tournaments are available. I see Joe Legowski. Did I see Joe Legowski? Yeah, I did. It's the Masters at Georgia Golf Club. I'm pretty tired of Georgia Golf Club. Country Club of the Rockies. Didn't we just play this for some other league? Didn't we just play this for no pros? I don't want to play Georgia. I don't want to play Country Club of the Rockies again. I swear to God I just played it. We got Triple Bogey live at Birch Bash at River Run. Let's start that downloading. I need to drop out of a bunch of this shit here. Masters Week, Georgia Golf Club. Tips, Georgia Golf Club. Web Plus, Georgia Golf Club. Pro SGT, Georgia Golf Club. For the tournaments and the leagues, well, not the leagues, but the tournaments that follow the PGA Tour, I get it. Have your shit at Georgia Golf Club. Georgia Golf Club, by the way, is Augusta, if you hadn't picked that up yet. What did I say? Triple Bogey live. The course is River Birch Golf Course, par 72. Okay, pretty generic. 6,000 yard tee, Saturday pin, 6 foot gimmies. You guys, 6 foot is too much of a gimme. It's too big of a gimme. I get it. Not everybody has a launch monitor that'll let them use a 0 gimme or a 2 foot gimme, but I can still fucking complain about it because I'm a shithead. Elevation's 2,500 feet above sea level, so that's going to be kind of nice. Calm wind, 11 stimp. Let's see what this golf course has in store for us. And we'll obviously be looking at some shitty TikToks and all of that stuff we usually do here on the channel. I was bitching the other day about being in small channel hell, or whatever the hell they call it, because I've been stuck at like 217 subscribers for quite a while now. There was this huge ramp up from about 150 to where I am now, and then for some reason it stopped. I don't know how YouTube's algorithm works. I don't know if it's got to like share the wealth with other small channels. I don't know how it works. I don't particularly care, but I do know that I have been stuck for a while at this 217 or so subscribers. And I was laying in bed this morning before I got up and got ready to go to the golf course, and I was like, why do I give a shit if my channel ever gets big or not? It'll just be another thing that I have to do, you know what I'm saying? Another commitment I have. And I already got plenty of that stuff going on, so I'm not in a huge hurry to have yet another thing I have to do. What do we got here? I think if you were so inclined, you could try to hit over these trees and into this far fairway, but you'd have to carry quite a ways. So let's just get up into this fairway over here, assuming that I'm not shanking the hell out of the ball like I have been in the simulator here for the last little while. And it's been enough time for me to get stiff again. So I had to drive home from the golf course and all that shit, so we'll see what happens. I think this dog leg's left, so that should be, I hope it dog legs left. We should be just fine. We got some trees and shit here, that sucks. Let's see if they have colliders. All right, no colliders. Let's jam a ball up here into the wild blue yonder and see what happens. This is a par 5. That was not a very pure shot, but it did what we needed it to do, right? Derek Martin. Hey, buddy. So, guys, Derek was the guy that I just was on the golf course with and got rained out. Derek says he almost went back out by himself since I left. I couldn't see you guys, dude. I'm sorry. I thought you guys took off. Because there was all those kids from the soccer field that were over there taking shelter. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know how long it kept raining up there. Because it's 12:15 now. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I guess we should have decided what we were going to do before the marshal kicked us out of there. That's my bad, brother. We'll go out, dude, we'll go out plenty, I promise. So the other two guys left, or did they stay? Because it sounded like as soon as it started raining, it sounded like they wanted to leave anyway. They didn't seem like they wanted to be there at all. I thought you were going to watch the Masters, dude. Or did you say you were going to watch the Masters tomorrow? I don't know what's going on here. 10-foot putt. Let's just hit it into the cup here. Shit. Putts you do not make on the real golf course. Part 76. All right, guys, let's look at a shitty TikTok. I'm using a screen mirroring program called Lonely Screen to do this. It keeps hounding me to subscribe and I don't want to. because it's not a one-time subscription, it's a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription. And what happens with those is you forget that you're subscribed, and then the money comes out, and by then it's already too late. I'm not sure why I captured this one, but this person is saying, what's the person's name? I don't know. It says public school teachers should be made a federal employee with a salary of $125,000 a year, with a $10,000 allowance for school supplies and full benefits. I can agree that they should be federal employees, but technically they work for the state, and $125,000 a year is probably steep for just a regular K through 12 teacher, I think. And if they were federal employees, they wouldn't need a $10,000 allowance for school supplies because, as you may or may not know, the federal government is a not-for-profit organization. In fact, they're losing money right now as we speak. Lots of money. Every minute the government operates, I'm sure hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars are lost. So you guys have heard my 2 cents on this many times before. I think anybody who works with people or people's shitty children should get paid a lot more than they do. EMTs, firefighters, teachers, desk clerks at the DMV, just anyone who has to deal with people in general should be paid a little bit better than they do. But I can kind of halfway agree with this and halfway not. I don't think $125,000 a year is what they should be getting paid. Maybe university or college or university professor should be making pretty good money, but just grade K through 12, I think 125 is a little steep. And then the last part says full benefits. I would assume school teachers now get some benefits, but anyway, there's your first shitty TikTok of the broadcast. Let's go ahead and shut this over here, park it over here, and we'll see more shitty TikToks. All right, the second hole is a 350-yard par 4, and we're at 2,500 feet above sea level, so the ball should go. It should go. We do got a little bit of OB on the left, but let's hope that's not really a factor. Unless I hit some shitty toe hook. We'll see. A shitty toe hook. All right, not a bad drive. We got 60 yards into the pin. Let's call that a sand wedge. It's going to be maybe a little short or just perfect for a birdie. All right, that's good. We like those. Third hole is a 371-yard par 4. I don't know if I have the draw distance turned down or what's going on here, but these all just look like they go into the abyss. Like one of those old video games where the console hardware wasn't powerful enough to push it, and it just looked like you were walking into a cloud all the time. All right, another good drive. 95 yards. Let's hit a pitching wedge. Let's see what the draw distance is at, because it looks like this just goes into nothing. What was it under? Settings, visual? Graphics. Where the hell was it? Game? Realism. System. Software's so damn janky. Visual, did we already check visual? Camera options. It's got to be under camera options. All right, we're already at, let's turn this up to 7,500 meters of draw distance, and you can see that nothing changes. We're still at 60 frames a second, so let's move along with the round here. That's going to be short. It's not going to be short. I don't know, guys. Whatever. And then this is a pretty flat putt. When you guys see the scorecard pop up here on the tee box, you see that there are people that are 15 under par because of shit like that. It's TikTok time. Let's try to do a TikTok every 2 holes just to break up the monotony. Oh boy, what do we have here? This lady here says, "Moms, can we please agree?" And keep in mind that every single letter, first letter of the word is capitalized here, which is absolutely terrible grammar, and you should never do that. But this says, "Moms, can we please agree that it is never okay for our teens to call us bro or girl? I need backup on this one." You do not need fucking backup. You are the adult in the relationship. You are the parent. You need to tell your kids that it's not okay for them to call you bro or girl. You don't need backup from other parents. What you're looking for here is fucking clicks and affirmation on your stupid fucking TikTok post. Just be the adult in the relationship and tell your child that they are not going to call you bro or girl. Problem fucking solved. Look like you're a little too young to be a mom anyway, but that's none of my business. So there you go. There's your second shitty TikTok of the broadcast here. I'm sure there's a lot more to come. They're not all shitty. Just most of them are. Okay, guys, I'm going to hit an 8 iron into this hole, 140 yards. Let's adjust a little bit for the wind, but we can't because my mouse cursor's off the screen. Let's just try to go like right there. I need backup from other parents. Dude, I think by the time your kids are calling you bro or girl or dude, you are already too late to the game. You've already fucked up by then. We're not going to be on the green, but we can practice our bump and run. And then it's going to need to be quite a good bump and run because it's got to go up this hill into the hole. So let's not use an 8 iron for a bump and run, although you could if you wanted to. That is genuinely your call. That was not a bump and run. Still accomplished the objective, though. If we hit the ball far enough, we could be really close to this green, but that depends on a lot of stuff. That might be on the fucking green. Oh, guys, that's pin high. That's a good shot. So if we can execute here, we're going to be in good shape. We're in the rough. I don't see this to be an issue. Let's use the sand wedge and just hit a little chippy chip. It's got to go like 14 yards or something. That is going to roll through the gimme circle. No birdie for us unless this is an easy-ass putt. And it is not an easy-ass putt. You guys, this software fucking sucks. The physics suck. Terrible putting, just like I've been doing all day. Those greens at Mount Ogden were not very forgiving though. We were all having a little bit of trouble with them, honestly. Oh, we're on hole 6. It's already time for a shitty TikTok, if you can believe that, folks. This girl's crying, so I already feel bad. I hate when you guys cry. I'm a big softie. So this is Michaela Jolene. She says her boyfriend or husband or whoever's become her only safe place. I can actually breathe when I'm with him. So that's really sweet. But the caption says everyone jokes about having separation anxiety from their partners, but it feels like I genuinely can't function the second he leaves my side. That's really sweet of her to say, but I think she may be a little too dependent on this guy. And I also think it's really tacky when people do TikToks of themselves crying. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm a middle-aged, fat, balding dude, but I think that's tacky as hell when people do that. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't show emotion, but like TikTok and social media, you're just gonna get eaten alive when you do shit like that. I feel bad that she's having separation anxiety from her partner, but I think you might be a little too codependent or dependent or whatever the word for it is. So maybe do some exposure therapy and go on a mini vacation away from him and see how it goes. I don't know. I'm not a therapist, and if I was a therapist, I'd be a really shitty one. Because no matter who came in, I would just say, figure your fucking life out. I'd say you're being a fucking pussy right now. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't be that bad, but I think there's a lot of evidence now that talk therapy is not very useful for people. And talk therapy is where you go in and you sit on the little couch and you talk about your problems. That's talk therapy. 75 yards into the pin, I'm hitting a sand wedge. That shouldn't have gone that far, but I think it was thin. So now we have like a 35-foot putt here, which sucks, needless to say. It's breaking from right to left, about 38 feet. I think the best we can hope to do here is get near the pin. Or just blow it clear through the back of the circle. I thought that the beginning stats said we were playing 12 stimp, 11 stimp, but maybe I misread something. Okay, that was a completely unnecessary bogey. We were on in 2, or whatever, 1, whatever we were on in. Completely unnecessary bogey. Healy should be fine. You guys can see this course is very flat. It's very vanilla. There's not a whole lot going on here. 66 yards. Let's hit a sand wedge. Blue means you are not in the circle. Bad news. We should be able to sink this putt though, maybe a little bit outside the cup. There's another birdie. You guys, I'm not this good at golf in real life. Even if I was on a course this flat and easy, I would not be playing as well as I am right now. Which just goes to show that the simulator is basically a bunch of shit, but it's good for getting your repetitions in. That's going right. Not really the ball flight for this club or any of my clubs, but I digress. 25 yards. Let's do a pitching wedge, bump and run, whatever I can manage to get the ball to do here. That is a good shot in real life, but that's not going to win you any awards in the simulator. Especially with people going 15 under par, you know. 8-footer, let's call it. Barely missed that thing. That's fucking bullshit. Another unnecessary bogey. Screwed you guys out of a TikTok on hole 8, so let's do that now, and then we'll just have another one on hole 10. HJ Cozy, hashtag motherhood, hashtag mom, hashtag stay-at-home mom. If hospitals handled birth control like a natural body function instead of a medical emergency, outcomes would be drastically different. If you guys have been watching the channel long enough, you've seen me go through plenty of TikToks where people were bitching about how nobody pays attention to women's health, and if males experienced pregnancy and childbirth, that the process would be seamless and everything would be figured out. You guys have seen me go through plenty of those TikToks. So here we have a lady who is bitching. She's bitching about the medical industry considering childbirth a medical emergency instead of considering it a natural body function. And I'm just going to say what I always say, and that's that you people that are bitching about all this weird shit you need to pick a thing. You need to pick a side and you need to roll with it. Okay? Because if it wasn't being treated like a medical emergency, and say the infant mortality rate started to spike up a little bit, you guys would be bitching about how if this and that and the other, you'd probably say the opposite. You'd say if hospitals handled birth like a medical emergency instead of a natural body function, outcomes would be drastically different, and we wouldn't have so much infant mortality, right? Just, you can't please people, and they'll literally fucking bitch about anything if you let them. So you got to pick a side, quit saying that it's not handled correctly, or say that it is handled correctly, or just better yet, don't post shit on social media, because if you do that, you're asking for some big bald dumb fuck like me to make fun of your stupid TikTok. What's the next one here? More man bashing. That's all that comes through my feed, guys, is man bashing. But here we go. We're back down to 1 under. Let's see if we can get a ball to maybe fade a little around this tree. Or maybe this is just a terrible idea. We'll find out here in one swift swing of the driver. It actually started off right and drew a little around the tree, basically through the tree. Outcome's the same, good shot, we're fine with it. I am getting pretty sick of this mic turning though, so give me 1 second here. I notice when I have the mic hooked right here to the buttons on my shirt, it makes funny noises like it's rubbing on something, but I think that should keep the audio a little more stable and maybe a little louder. 166 is going to be a 6-iron for me. And this is a par 5, so this could set us up real nice for a eagle look, but my 6-iron's not super accurate right now. Not sure it ever was. Yeah, it's tailing off to the right. Might still be on the green. Nah, we'll just chip up. That was a good shot. Let's do a little pitching wedge bump and run. I like to practice these whenever I can because they can really save you some strokes on the golf course if you will allow them to. Another birdie. You guys, if I'm 2 under par and I think I've blown 2 birdies, the course is probably too easy. But the other day I was bitching about how hard some of the courses these guys choose are. So what I'm going to do, back-to-back par 5s by the way, is I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. And since Mount Ogden is such a difficult course, we'll just count our blessings here and be okay with this course being kind of easy. Okay. Should have looked at a TikTok before we teed off. Let's see what this one says. This is, I don't know what her name is. One of the most difficult parts of womanhood is accepting that 90% of women with boyfriends and husbands are being abused by them in some way. Is that a real statistic? 90%. 90% is pretty damn high, guys. I'm not saying it ain't happening, but 90% is a very large chunk of that population. You start to feel concerned for other women who mention a man in their lives rather than envious. So she's saying that she doesn't envy the other people, the other women in her life that mention they have a man. She's just concerned for him. Because allegedly 90% of women with boyfriends and husbands are being abused. And notice how you can't even put the word abused in TikTok. They have to spell it creatively with letters and numbers because somebody's going to get their fucking feelings hurt. Guys, I've been married for 25 years happily. I love my wife. I would hate if this statistic were actually true, and I don't really know if it is or not. But I'm going to sound like a real asshole here. I don't think this statistic is true. I think that anything above 0 is too high, but I think that 90% is not accurate. But there's going to be some person who reads that and believes it word for word and goes on to tell other people that 90% of women in relationships are being abused, which really sucks. 220, let's call it 225 to the pin. I'm going to hit a 5 wood. Probably poorly. Really good strike. It's just headed over toward that crap. It might stay short of it. Decent strike there. 27 yards to the pin. We do need to get up. We can't really use a bump and run approach here. That's fine. Let's do it again. Or can we putt? Let's putt and try to get another stroke here. It's going to penalize us heavily here, but if we can somehow make up for it. So we need to putt about 18 feet of feel here. Regardless, it'll be a par at a minimum. Hole 11's a 410-yard par 4. We'll move all the way over to the left side of the tee box. Okay, that's leaking. I hope it stays somewhere where I can use it. Looks like I might need to punch under this tree. We'll see. What do we got for yardage? 160. My 160 club's not going to have a ton of loft on it anyway. Let's see what we can do here. That's short. That's like 20 yards short. Don't know why that was short. It didn't feel like good contact. 18-footer. I am always down for trying a good bump and run. That was not a good bump and run. That was too thin. You can see how that thing barely left the ground. You do want to get the ball to kind of jump up a little bit. This is playing like 18 or 19 feet. Not a good putt. Completely unnecessary bogey once again. So we get a birdie, we lose a birdie, we get a birdie, we lose a birdie. Wash, rinse, repeat, right? It's already time for a TikTok and something that I took a picture of last night, and I thought it was kind of funny. So my wife and I ordered Domino's pizza last night because I didn't want to cook. And this says, please tip your driver. Fair enough. I think we've been tipping pizza delivery drivers for a long time now. It says, any delivery charge is not a tip paid to your driver. Drivers carry less than $20. So, this obviously, once it reaches its intended recipient, it's too late. Okay? My driver had already come and gone before I ever saw this on the breadstick box. We tip our drivers pretty well, but let's say that I didn't know you were supposed to tip your driver. Let's say I was new to ordering pizza and I saw this, it would be too late, so I guess I would tip him or her next time. But the thing that gets me is I'm sure Domino's Pizza's not hurting for money. They've been around for a long time. It says any delivery charge is not a tip paid to your driver. My question for Domino's Pizza is, why the fuck are you charging a delivery charge? I worked for Domino's Pizza for a few months and I used my car. I put my own pizzas in the little warmer bag. In my car, I used... I don't understand what this charge is for if it's not a tip paid to the driver. Because literally the delivery person, and I don't want to belabor this, but the delivery person picks the pizza up after it comes out of the oven. Somebody already put it in a box, puts the box in the bag, goes out to their car. I would program the person's address into my phone so Google would take me to their house. And I would drop the son of a bitch off. I would ring the doorbell or knock on the door and I would say, here's your pizza. I don't understand why Domino's is charging a delivery charge for that. There's no difference between them giving a person a pizza at the takeout counter and them handing the pizza to the delivery guy or gal to take it to the person's house. I have no idea why they would even say something like this. Why are they charging a delivery charge if it doesn't go to the driver? The driver does all of the work for the delivery, from door to door, quite literally. Anyway, I found that interesting and disturbing at the same time. This is the one we ended with yesterday. We'll delete that. I found this one kind of funny because I'm a fucking asshole. It says, okay, so this is a feminist talking to a bro. The feminist says, I use my mom's last name instead of my dad's. And the bro says, you mean you use your grandpa's last name? And the feminist is like, oh, fuck, you're right. Right? I guess unless a whole bunch of women in the family tree have been using their mother's last name, which is funny, but it's true. This feminist says, I used my mom's last name instead of my dad's. You mean you used your grandpa's last name? And the feminist, of course, has no reply to this. It sounds like the shitty fucking neighbor kid's driving around on his fucking dirt bike again, which pisses me off. Even though if I was that age and I had a dirt bike, I would drive it through the neighborhood too, so maybe I should shut the hell up. All right. Let's hit driver yet again. Healy, that's going to end up way over to the right. I'm starting to wonder if any of the trees have colliders here. So for you guys who are wondering what colliders are, I've explained it before, probably poorly. This tree has colliders. If you can see this line, right, that is basically the direction the ball's going to go if it hits this tree. So this tree does have colliders. So basically we need to go under this branch here, or we're going to get a golf ball to the eye socket, right? So you had a decent drive. It was 210 yards. That's not too shabby on a 338-yard course, hole. But now we've got a punch under this tree, so I'll hit the 4-iron punch up there and see what we can do. Not bad. We'll call that a semi-win, even though we've got to get really close to the hole here, or we're taking a bogey. Yet another bogey to erase yet another birdie. 47 yards. Let's get our pitching wedge out, aka 54-degree wedge. That felt like that should have gone further, but who am I to argue with GS Pro physics? Unnecessary bogey there. Well, no, that one was necessary. We had to punch out from under a tree. You're not going to get the same amount of accuracy punching. Let's hit a 5-iron. Okay. Over the top with a closed club face. There's your result. Looks like I think we're going downhill. Let's hit a lob wedge over there, try to get under it a little bit. Way too much under it. Here goes another birdie will disappear here after this. We need to hit this about 27 feet. Okay. Putts that we don't make on the real golf course, part 57. How many TikToks do we have left? We got enough to do 2 rounds. We might have enough to do 2 rounds. This lady's name's Rotten Memories. There she is. Lots of piercings in her face. She says if teen girls are old enough to give birth, wow, this started off fucking awesome. Then teen boys are old enough to pay child support. You can't choose who becomes an adult and who doesn't. I mean, as weird as this sounds to talk about teen boys and teen girls having children, she's factually correct. I don't even have anything to say about this. As someone who was in my teens partaking in this activity, this very well could have happened to me. And I can guarantee you that if my wife, who was then my girlfriend, would have gotten pregnant, I don't know, I wouldn't have been mature enough to do anything. I wouldn't have been mature enough to pay child support because I don't even think I had a job. So I normally tear these TikToks a new asshole. I don't even have a rebuttal for that one. If you're old enough to do the crime, you're old enough to do the time, I guess. 160 is going to be close to a 6-iron here. Pretty crazy to think about that shit going on, but it happens all the time. I remember in high school, there were a couple of girls that got pregnant and had to like drop out. Some of them stayed in school, and it was weird watching it was weird watching them get, bigger and bigger as their pregnancy continued, because I didn't understand any of it. And I don't know how any of them are doing now. I don't really talk to anybody I went to high school with, but that'd be really scary unless you had the support of like your parents and the father of the child's parents and the father of the child. I mean, that'd be really scary. I didn't mean to ruin the mood there, but teen pregnancy. Everybody loves having sex, but nobody loves the sometimes unintended outcomes, right? BZ McGreasy says, what's my handicap at? Let me check, sir, but I know that I've been having a pretty fucking rough go of it, but let's take a look together. So I'm using the Garmin app to track my handicap. So it may or may not be completely accurate with like USGA shit, but I've been having some rough rounds, brother. Profile. Where's the performance information? It's here somewhere, dude. Performance stats. So my handicap's back up to a 14.8. So it's gone up a whole point in the last month, but if you saw some of the scores I've been getting at the golf course, you would understand why. So we're chilling at a 14.8 right now, which is something that I wouldn't mind talking about briefly. So here's the shit. This is over 68 rounds of 18, 28 9-hole rounds, because I play 9 holes every Wednesday after work. Best score on 18 was a +6. Best score on 28 was a +1. Obviously, that's way lower than my handicap. But you can see on average, I'm shooting about bogey, okay? But there you go, dude. Hopefully yours is coming down and not on the way back up. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about was playing tees that are kind of too far back for you. Unless you don't record that score from that course, there's no benefit from playing the back tees. There's no benefit from playing the blue tees if you can't hit that far, or you're not very good with your long irons, because all it does is start to fuck your handicap up. Okay? And the same goes for playing too easy of tees. It's gonna like artificially drop your handicap, which is gonna be bad if you enter a tournament and you say, hey, my handicap's 11, when you've been playing really easy courses and you've been playing off like tees that were too far forward. There's no benefit in playing the red tees because you're going to artificially deflate your handicap. And there's no benefit in playing the black tees or the tips because it's going to artificially inflate your handicap. That's why my handicap's been going up so much, is because I've been playing tee boxes that were too far back. And most of the time it's because one of my friends dares me to do it or says, hey, let's play tips. And I'm like, sure. And if you're going to play the tips, you've got to be having a hell of a round off the tee, and you've got to be hitting your approach shots really well, or you're just going to see your score skyrocket. But anyway, that's the end of my rant. BZ McGreasy says nice. He says his is way higher. Dude, as long as it's trending down, I don't put too much stock into people's handicaps. As long as it's slowly trending down over time, even if you drop a point every season or half a point every season, as long as it's trending down, you're going in the right direction. I don't know. The fact that you're tracking your handicap at all is important, because there are people that don't track their handicap. You say, your buddy says to you, hey, let's play the blue tees, and you're like, well, what's your handicap? And they say, I don't track my handicap. I don't have an established handicap. And then I say some snide shit because I'm a dick. I say, well, how do you even know what tees you're supposed to be playing from, you know? How do you know if you're making any progress? And tracking your handicap sucks, and it's like, it makes you feel very vulnerable sometimes, you know? That was pretty thick. We should be fine, but that was pretty thick. We're a pitching wedge out. Yeah, BZ, as long as you're tracking your handicap and you're slowly seeing it trend downward, just keep in mind that sometimes it's going to trend upward. And the most important thing, because sometimes I have a problem doing this myself, is that you guys keep having fun on the golf course, and no matter how terrible your round is sometimes, because everybody's going to have really shitty rounds, don't stop swinging your golf club. If you need to take a few days off to recuperate mentally, do that. But please don't quit golfing. It's a very fun sport that you can play until you got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel. Just whatever you do, don't quit. Anyway, that was a really long rant. The 15th hole here is going to be like 20% of the entire video. I digress. I used to be ashamed of telling people my handicap. Look, I just put a ball in the water, and I think it fucking crashed GS Pro. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I think GS Pro just crashed. Ruh-roh. You guys, I give this software a lot of guff, but it doesn't typically crash. Let's see if it'll let us resume from where we were at. I haven't seen that happen in a very long time, so please be patient as we reboot the software. BZ says he's 2 years into playing golf and doesn't plan on ever quitting. That is great to hear. We don't want to see golf courses closing. I've already seen too many golf courses close. I understand that some people think that they're a waste of time and that they're a waste of land and, you know, a waste of water and all that stuff, but I think it's a very healthy sport. Even if you go out once in a while with the boys and you have too much to drink and you do too many fireball shots, like it's still, there's worse shit you could be doing. You could be doing that at the Bunny Ranch and, you know, fucking around on your spouse and doing something like that. I don't think there's a whole lot of downfalls to golf. People say it's too expensive, but I say that it is not. If you find a good set of used clubs and you walk your rounds, you can save thousands and thousands of dollars. What were we playing? Wasn't it Bogey's Backyard? No, it was triple bogey. Let's resume the round. I don't know where it's going to resume us at because we hit into that water and then the software crashed. But I could still hear the audio. So hopefully we're not just in an infinite loop here. Fun, fun, fun. GS Pro doesn't crash hardly ever, so that's pretty odd. Please stand by. We're experiencing technical difficulties. All right, we finally got some loading status here. Okay, let's see if we're okay. All right, guys, I regret to inform you that we got a mulligan here because this would have cost us 2 strokes. Well, at least 1 stroke, technically. So we got a mulligan. which I don't like because that's going to inflate my score, but let's try this again. So that crash, if we'd have landed in the gimme circle and got a birdie, would have at least artificially deflated our score by 2 strokes, which sucks because I want everything to be fair and square, right? I realize we're never going to catch the people on the leaderboard, but I don't want things to be any more unfair than they already are because it's a simulator. All right, we're back. And it's already time for a TikTok again, if you can believe that shit. All right, guys, this one I'm just going to be mean. If you don't like when I'm mean, cover your ears, look away from the screen. I'm just going to be a jerk here, straight up. So this is your best plug side. I don't know what that means. If you saw my noise app balance, it would all make sense. Hashtag money, etc., etc. So let's take a look at this gal. She's just an average, ordinary gal. Like, there's nothing extraordinary about her. She's not extraordinarily attractive. She's not unattractive. She just exists. But her caption says how it feels as a dangerously attractive 28-year-old girl with a suspicious source of income. So she's saying, I don't know if the noise app is her suspicious source of income. I don't even know if this is a real TikTok, but it doesn't say sponsored at the bottom, so I assumed it was. But she's saying that she's dangerously attractive with a suspicious source of income, and I have to put the boots to this one. She is not dangerously attractive. She's just an everyday fucking normal ass person that you would see at like Kentucky Fried Chicken, or at Walmart, or at Target. She's not dangerously attractive, and that's the whole TikTok, okay? You can call me whatever you want to call me. I had to screen capture this one because she was claiming she was dangerously attractive, and she's just fucking normal. She's okay. Like, you don't hear me telling people that I'm dangerously attractive, okay? I would say some people find me handsome, or some people don't, but I would never ever classify myself as quote-unquote dangerously attractive. And it doesn't matter because I have been married for a quarter of a century and I am not currently on the market, and I haven't been since 1999, so 2000 or whenever I got married. And if my wife is listening to this and heard me say the wrong year we got married, maybe I will be single soon. But there you go. Let's see here. 350-yard par 4. Shouldn't give us too much trouble, but that's assuming we can get off the tee. If you are going to self-proclaim yourself to be dangerously attractive, you better be fucking super attractive. That's a Healy fade, but we'll be fine. $150. I'd have liked to have been a little closer than this, but we're fine. 143. Let's hit. We've got a headwind. Let's try our luck with a crisply struck 8-iron here. What I mean is a crisply slapped 8-iron that might be in that bunker. We slapped the fucking piss out of that ball. All right, let's get out of here. 22. You guys, flop shots in the simulator are very easy. I was trying them outside on the real golf course out of a bunker today. They're a little bit more difficult there. So I think we're putting for par. We may be able to sneak this ball into the hole, but I think we're looking at another bogey, which is going to bring us to even. I don't know, 11 feet. All right, we got her. Hole number 17 appears to be a very short par 4 at 313 yards. There's nothing blocking the tee box, so let's just knock the piss out of a golf ball with the driver here. Looks like we're going to be about 45, 50 yards out. Not bad. 46 yards. Let's hit a sand wedge. That's going to be super short. Roll, 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 roll. That didn't feel very good. Oh, I guess it carried 32 yards. That wasn't bad. Do you think we're going to be outside the cup or we'll be okay here? Oh, we got her. Good shot. Okay, we're 2 under, which is obviously nowhere near the leaderboard. Top guys at the top of the leaderboard. It's time for the final tick-tock of this round of golf. I don't remember capturing this, so let's see if we can get some context. It's from Kim Gen X, and she looks very Gen X. Question for the men. I'm guessing she doesn't actually have a question. But let's see. I'm judging too early. Let's see. It says, what's something that men are expected to just deal with but are actually tired of? Don't answer this. It's a trap. I'm not going to answer this. But think in your mind of what it is that you're tired of. Something that you're expected to just deal with, but you're tired of it and you don't want to do it anymore. I'm not going to answer this. There you go, guys. There's your TikTok for hole 18. Okay, so we're ending on a par 5, so maybe we can scrape together another birdie. And we've got, the next TikTok is the female version of a TikTok I've seen a lot of male controversy over. If you guys haven't noticed yet, these guys just cut and paste each other's shit into different TikToks. None of it's original. Like if you scroll TikTok long enough like I do, because I'm trying to look for content for these videos, you'll see the same shit posted over and over and over again by different people. It's the same verbiage on the screen, but it's by different posters. Another thing that I've seen is my average ball speed with driver. My average ball speed with driver is anywhere between 5 and 10 miles an hour down from where it was in the winter. I was hitting in the 155-ish area, and now I'm down. You see that one was 146. It still went almost 300 yards, but that's because of the tailwind. So we got 185 into the pin. My 185 club is about a 3-iron, but that is it's a pretty difficult club to hit, so I can't really guarantee results here. You'd be better off hitting a hybrid or something that was easier to get up in the air. If that would fade a little, that would be an amazing shot. But you can see we've got a lot of work to do. Probably way too much work to do with a putter. Depends on how far this ball rolls. Do we dare to try to get up there? Well, we don't have a choice now. You're not supposed to chip off of the putting green. It's a double break, triple break, double break, but we'll go over here. It needs to go, let's call it 70 feet. And that is just short, unfortunately. Maybe we can make the putt for birdie. We might be able to get this in. Kind of needs to die at the hole. 10 feet apace. All right, we got it. That was a good round, guys. That was a good round. 69 in a bogey's backyard, or whatever it was, triple bogey event. You could see that if we would have kept our shit together, we'd have been 7 under par, but we just kept on getting the bogeys. And I'd say at least half of them were very unnecessary. There's your stats. We got zeros over here on the right-hand side, which makes me very happy. No bogeys, no doubles, no double pluses. 75% of greens, 50% of fairways, et cetera, so forth and so on. Let's see what else we can find to play. And then I am going to log off and go see if the grass is dry enough to mow the lawn so I don't have to do it tomorrow. I don't want to do it tomorrow. What else do we have here? D-Luds at Country Club of the Rockies. I think I already played that in a recent live stream. J-Lags at the Masters at Augusta. We're not going to play Augusta again. Bogey's backyard is at Henderson Lake Golf Course, which I am not familiar with. Let's play this. He's got 5,700 yard tees, 8-foot gimmies, and soft greens, which means I don't even want to take a guess at what kind of scores there are on the leaderboard, but let's play it. Maybe it's one of those stump the chump courses where there's trees lining both sides of the fairway, and if you're not accurate, you're out, you know, up shit creek. Maybe it's one of those. I'm assuming the first hole is a par 4 or a par 5. You typically don't start off on a par 3. I'm not saying it never happens, but you typically don't. BZ said, are these courses other people's designs? These are real courses. There are some fictional courses in GS Pro, but these are courses that exist in real life that have been brought into GS Pro by course designers. So most of them are real. In fact, that brings up a pretty good point. Let's actually check this one out. It's called Henderson Lake Golf Course, and I wanted to be joking about the trees on both sides of the fairway, but it looks like almost the whole course is like that, so that kind of sucks. Let's look up Henderson Lake Golf Course and see where it is and what it's about. Henderson Lake Golf Course. Says it's a public golf course in Lethbridge, Canada. So this one's up in Canada. Henderson Lake Golf offers everything from golf instruction for beginners, junior golf programs, ladies leagues to corporate golf tournaments. So there you go. 2727 South Parkside Drive, Lethbridge, Canada. So this one is actually a real course. And then there are some fictional courses that were designed by a person. They don't exist in real life. And then you've got other really cool fictional courses, like there's one on Tatooine from Star Wars. There's one on the moon Endor from Star Wars. There's one that is Middle Earth from Lord of the Rings. There's a Willy Wonka course. There's a Christmas-themed Grinch course. There's all kinds of stuff like that. There's putt-putt courses, par 3 courses. There's really anything you could look for. And I know that I usually hate on GS Pro, but that's one of the things I do have to give it credit for, is the variety. And you could play a different course every day of the week for, I don't know. There's like 3,000 courses in GS Pro, so you could play a different course every day for years and never repeat the same one twice. I do have to give it credit for that. Whoa, what is that? Is that a dog? What the hell is that? That is a big ass dog, dude. What's up, Rover? All right, guys, that is a very large dog. Looks like we've got about a easy pitching wedge into the green here. And when I say easy, I mean I'm gonna blow past the hole. That might be okay. Oh, that was a really good shot. When you start off with a birdie, there's nowhere to go but down, folks. Am I saying I don't want to start off with a birdie? No, I'm not saying that, but okay, here you go. This is the one I was just explaining. So this guy's avatar is a picture of Ryu from Street Fighter. And it's simply EJ. It says, the woman who says not all women isn't correcting anything. She's interrupting because the conversation started to feel a little too personal. If it doesn't apply, why get so triggered? Because a lot of these TikToks say all men or all women. They rarely ever say some men or some women or some of whatever they're talking about. So I have to disagree with this person. You can't say all of something unless there is like an abundance of evidence to back it up. Like, all men will cheat on their wives. That is not true. I don't cheat on my wife. There are plenty of people that have never cheated on their wife. So when somebody starts saying all men are physically abusive to their spouses, I have to say, like, hey, I'm not all men, right? It can be 99.9999999, but not all, because I am not that person. It's not because it starts to feel a little too personal, because I don't abuse my wife. It's because I'm basically correcting your math. I'm correcting your math model. It's not because it's starting to feel too personal. It's because your logic is faulty. So I see those a lot where now you're not even allowed to say anything about not all men or not all women or not all of this or not all of that, right? You're not even allowed to say that anymore. So the person making the stupid TikTok with the incorrect information is not at fault. It's the person who's correcting their math. Anyway, that was a long-winded way of saying that people are stupid, and they always have been and they always will be. Number 2 is a 300-yard par 4. So for those guys, the flying fat kids of the world, you may be able to drive this green. We'll just keep on hitting our normal ass drives and etc., etc. Because I am certainly not flying fat kid. I don't have 170 mile an hour ball speed. Okay, I want to get this up in the air so it'll stop in the circle. If it's 19 yards and we've got a whatever foot, we probably need to hit right before the edge of the green. If I was a betting man. Oh, that sucks. So instead of a gimme birdie, now we've actually got to work for our dinner. That was a good shot, but it didn't feel very pure. Yeah, it was off the toe of the club. Let's see if we can get this up here, about 11 and a half feet, maybe a couple of cups out. So if you hit this too firmly, it's going to go above the cup. Just like that. So that should have been an easy birdie. Instead, here we are with a Parsky, which is fine. Very narrow hole here on number 3. 500-yard par 5. And the wind is blowing like a son of a bitch outside, so hopefully I can still mow the lawn here when we're done with this round. I don't see why it would stop me. Hey Foof, how are you, sir? I got rained out at the golf course. They kicked everybody off because there was lightning and thunder. So I think we got through 14 or 15 holes, maybe 13, I can't remember. Oh, that's not going anywhere good, guys. What was wrong with that shot? Nothing. There was nothing wrong with that shot. God damn it. All right, so golf is about damage control, if you guys haven't figured that out lately. We're 100 yards from the pin. I can try to go up and over this tree, but I think we will be met with disappointment. I could punch under the tree, but it's probably going to end up in the sand. So I'm going to be a cheating little bitch here, and I'm going to hit over to the right side of the green with a pitching wedge. Foof said, did you get a refund? I did not. It wasn't worth my time to go into the clubhouse and beg for a rain check. Okay, that was off. That was like a toey roller, so maybe that's probably the only thing that just saved our bacon. So we're 32 32 yards now. We just got to hit a little chip shot. Oh, go. God damn it. Okay, might be an easy putt. Foof says he only golfs on the cheap days if he can. Agreed, but there aren't a lot of courses up here in northern Utah that offer discounts. The barn kind of does. I know one of my coworkers, Mike, he just went to Arizona, and he said because it gets so hot there that sometimes they'll offer discounts on the tee times that would have you out on the course during the hottest time of the day. But they don't do that here in Utah. Hole 4. Jesus, it's already hole 4. Let's look at a TikTok. This one's funny. Hopefully I can articulate it. So this person's name is Yamundino. Older men get offended if you try to pay. So take a look at these two individuals. She's much younger than he is. He's probably got a pretty good skincare regimen, but she's quite a bit younger than he is. And it says, some men will make you pay 50% of a Chick-fil-A, others will buy you oysters and edible flowers, choose wisely. So when you've got an age gap like this between two people, everybody knows that the great equalizer is money, cheddar, dinero, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, da. So the reason that this guy's buying her oysters and edible flowers is because there's a massive age gap, and she's probably not interested in him for anything other than his money or what he can provide for her. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm stating facts. I'm stating biological facts about men and women. So it's funny that this person is bragging about him paying for her edible flowers and oysters when in reality, she probably wouldn't have shit to do with him because of the age difference in most other situations. And there's your shitty TikTok for the 4th hole. And the next shitty TikTok is Bloom with Daisy, and she's doing a bit of man bashing. Let's hit a golf ball. She's doing a bit of man bashing, because that's all that comes through my TikTok feed. That went a bit high. We'll see where it ends up. Lordy. That's going to be quite a putt there. Just get it as close as you can and try to get your par. Well, hell, we don't need to be that far over. Probably there. It breaks a lot in the beginning and then it kind of stabilizes. So let's hit like 40-footer. Lag up, lag up. You want to lag a little closer than that. We still got the gimme par, but probably want to lag a little closer than that. The greens we were playing on today at Mount Ogden, you were in danger until your ball was quite literally in the cup. They were so undulating and so fast that you could easily miss a 1-foot putt if you weren't paying attention. And that's one of those times where if you're taking these huge gimmies, or if you do like putter length gimmies, you're artificially deflating your score, thus artificially deflating your handicap. So I don't take gimmies anymore. Even if my buddies are like, hey, you can have that one, I don't take them anymore. because what it did was deflate my handicap. And now my handicap's back on the uptick because I was basically taking gimmies and being, you know, that guy out on the golf course. Now, if you don't care about your handicap and you're just out there to hit golf balls and have a good time, more fucking power to you. Take putter length gimmies. Hit mulligans off the tee. I do not personally care. I just want you to have a good time. But since I'm such a numbers-driven individual, I do track my handicap. I would say I'm semi-serious about it. I'll take a mulligan every once in a while, maybe every 10 rounds I'll take a mulligan, and it's mostly just out of like pure rage. Like if you're on a par 5 and you duff your tee shot, because you know the rest of the hole is going to be like a fucking nightmare after that. Where are the OB stakes? I think we're good. So if you've got like a 550-yard par 5 and you duff your tee shot, you are guaranteeing yourself a bad time. So sometimes I will take a mulligan. I'm not a professional golfer. I don't get paid to play. I'm not too proud to admit that sometimes I'll take an occasional mulligan. You obviously can't do that during a tournament or a scramble or anything like that, right? We'll take that. We'll take that. That was a good shot. Foof says the guy from the last TikTok, the older guy, looks like an evil scientist from an old Universal monster movie. Now that you say it, yeah, dude, I agree. It's hole 6. It's time for another TikTok. I hope we're not running out, but man, we're going through these quick. So this lady's name is Bloom with Daisy. I can't wait to see what happens once more research starts being done. Sure. She says, men have convinced everyone they're the default gender. What men? What men have convinced people they're the default gender? I'm not going around fucking saying that shit. None of my buddies that I hang out with are going around saying that shit. Who are the men that are trying to convince motherfuckers that they're the default gender? Who are these people? Anyway, I'm back. But the fact we all start off as females says otherwise. The science does not agree. Guys, I see tons of TikTokers using this fucking crutch of everybody starts off as a female in the womb. So I guess you could say that females are the default gender. You could say that. But the fact of the matter is that Mother Nature does a pretty good job of keeping it 50-50. Obviously not in countries like China that have done weird shit and said you can only have one kid and shit like that. But I want to know who the men are that are trying to convince people that males are the default gender. Like, where are all these fucking people? And guys, we are running out of TikToks. We might actually have to do some in real time. Let's hit a golf ball. Number 6 is a 375-yard par 4. I think we are going to run out of TikToks, though. That was a really good shot, and it's heading off to the right for whatever reason. Really good shot. Uh, 125 to the pin, and this is a par 4, so we got to get up there. We got to get to work here. Oh, it was short. Ah, son of a bitch. It was short. We try not to do that too much anymore. We haven't been hitting any shanks. That's been pretty sweet, right? Nobody likes shanks. Let's hit a little chip shot. You guys have no idea why that did that. I think that's what it does when you chip on the putting green. But there was no shot tracer or anything there. So we're still 3 under. .240. Let's hit the 5 wood. Terribly Healy. We try not to do that too much, but it still happens. It still happens. It said we were over the top in Healy. 140 to the pin. That's going to be an 8 iron, give or take. Let's do that. Well, now what in the hell is that? That's no good. Well, shit. That wasn't a good shot. I'm usually pretty decent at that distance, but they can't all be winners, I suppose. This would be a pretty crummy shot in real life. Keep in mind, the simulator makes things way easier than they really are. 105-yard shot, that's about a pitching wedge for me. Oh, I owe you guys a TikTok already. Hopefully we have a few left. We got 1, 2. And we're running out of TikToks, boys and girls. There's one, there's one. No, I think we should be good. You just might have to look through some of my stupid, the pictures in my phone. Oh, Foof said some stuff. That's my bad, brother. Foof says there's always 1,000 TikToks to take their place. That's correct. Always. For some reason, including myself, people just want to express their opinions on social media. I would say TikToks are vastly worse than the shit I do, but it's still all the same when you boil it down to brass tacks, right? Foof says when he got an Android phone, the carrier had TikTok as a pre-installed app. Get the fuck out of here, dude. That's so dumb. He said he uninstalled it immediately. That reminds me, there was the 1 year back when Apple still did the iPod thing, and it was the iPod something, and it came preloaded with like a U2 album, and people were in fucking raged about it. It came preloaded with some new album release from the band U2. This is the Glenn Gilbertson Connection Men's Reality. So this is a dude. So let's see what this dude has to say. For men, you need to hear this. Sure. Let's see if we need to hear this, guys. Only maybe. I love the way this is starting out. Only maybe your grandmothers and your mom will love you for who you are. You don't need to say only maybe. So only your grandmothers and mom will love you for who you are. No one cares if life has been unfair. You will be loved only for the value you provide. The sooner you accept this, the better life will be. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Everybody is loved for the value they provide. Only maybe your grandma and your mom will love you for who you are. So this dude's not wrong. I know I talked a lot of shit in the beginning of the TikTok. He's not wrong. Everybody in society is somehow judged in one way or another based on what value they provide. I wouldn't say this is news. I do appreciate it. It is true. That wasn't the most terrible TikTok that we're going to see today, I'm sure. If you guys weren't already tracking, you will be loved and you will be judged based on the value you provide to society or an individual. That's not for me to say. But I wouldn't say that that's fucking revolutionary news. And the next TikTok, I think, is gonna be me making fun of somebody's spelling and grammar. Because I'm an asshole. All right, pitching wedge. It's going to be short. Was that a toey roller? What was that? No, that was a Healy roller. No good, no good. No bueno. That was not very close to the hole, but little par saver nonetheless. Okay, Foof's correcting me. He says he think it was just everyone with an iTunes account got the newest YouTube album on their iPod Touch or their iPhone. And he says, rest in peace, the Zune. If you guys don't know what the Zune is, it was Microsoft's answer to the Apple iPod. I thought they were pretty slick, honestly. One of my friends, when I was on active duty, had a Zune back in the day. I don't know, what was it, circa 2010 or something? But it was pretty slick. It was more boxy. It wasn't all like it wasn't all rounded off and shit like the iPod was. You could tell Microsoft was trying to set themselves apart. What the fuck was that? High off the face? High off the face and toey. So that probably barely went 200 yards. Youch. So we got another 200 to go, unfortunately. What's our 200 club? Let's hit a 7 wood and see if we can't get something up there. It's not a par 5, so we're not going to get any grace here. Oh, too much club. God damn it, that was such a good shot too. Why did that ball go so far? Well, now I gotta hit a chip shot, damn it. It's raining again. I'm not gonna be able to mow today. I'm not gonna be able to mow today. Stop. If you guys ever tried mowing the lawn when the lawn was wet, because I have really thick lawn, it's a fucking nightmare. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Everybody knows mowing wet lawn is a stupid idea. Okay, it looks like we have some goose decoys here. They are not moving, they are not animated, they just look fucking creepy, if I'm being honest. Foof says the Zune went the way of the dodo like the PDAs. Let's do something fun real quick. Let's do something fun, buddy. This one's for you, Foof, because you brought up the Zune a couple times now, and I always thought they were pretty cool. Microsoft Zune. Let's see if there's anything for sale on eBay. God damn it. Fucking piece of shit. Whoa! Hold on. Hold on. Hold the phone. There was a Halo 3 edition of the Zune? Shut your fucking mouth right now. No way. What? So it's got a protective case on it, which means it might still be in good shape. Oh, it's got a proprietary connector. That's fucking shitty. Microsoft, why would you do such a thing? So we've got a Halo 3 ODST. It looks okay, but it's obviously quite old at this point. That's fucking cool. Let's go buy it now. Item location, US only. Sorry, don't get offended. Apparently they're all in the US. US only. Foof says, like a screen door on a submarine or a solar-powered flashlight. That's what happened to the Zune. And let's sort by price lowest first, which I realize is going to give us fucking Zune junk parts. For parts only. For parts only, sold only as is. So dude, to be fair, 30 gigabytes of music is quite a bit. That would hold my entire library. So you can score one of these for under $100. Ooh. This one's covered in dog hair. Like, could you guys at least clean the thing you're trying to sell up before you fucking put it on the internet? Sometimes I honestly wonder about people. You're trying to sell something that came out like 15 years ago. It's basically a fucking relic as far as digital shit goes. And you didn't even clean it up. I can't see how damaged it is. I don't know. Anyway, Foof, if you want a Zune, there are plenty available for your consumption, sir. Foof says the Halo 3 one brand new in the box. People want like a G. This was back when they all had proprietary chargers. Now, because of the EU, pretty much everything's USB-C. Yes, except for my stupid piece of shit iPhone 11. Even iPhone and, yeah, Apple's gone to USB-C as well. Those dirty Zune pictures remind Foof of the house listing photos where people leave their junk all over. Yeah, leave it to people to do stupid shit. But anyway, dude, if you want to get a 30 gigabyte Zune, it looks like you can score one for relatively cheap. Hole 10 is a 242-yard par 4. Let's say that that was the TikTok for hole 10 because I'm already running out of TikToks. What are our options here? Let's smoke a 5 wood and see if we can get up near the green. How does that sound? Does that sound like fun for the whole family? I'm gonna smoke a 5 wood like a big old Philly blunt. I can't do drugs because I have a security clearance. So, no drugs here. Uh-oh. Get up there. Good shot. Foof says he's got a 1 terabyte micro SD in his Android. Well, that's no fun, dude. Get a Zune. Get a Zune. You know you want to get a Zune with the old school fucking headphone jack and shit. It probably doesn't have any sort of connectivity. Maybe it'll connect to Wi-Fi. I don't know if Bluetooth was around back then. You know you want to get a Zune, dude. Go get one. 80 bucks. Go do it. Our clubs are starting to get out of order here. I'm really weird about this shit. I need my clubs to be in the correct order in the bag. I think I might have a problem. We need to go 123. We got a tailwind. Let's hit a 9-iron. Foof says I could always do kratom. Mormons love loopholes like they can't drink coffee, but Coca-Cola is fine. Oh, dude, I'm fully aware of that. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything that would jeopardize the job I have now. But if it's ever legalized at the federal level, you can bet your ass that we're going to go to the dispensary and we're going to get us some fucking smoke. You can bet your ass, dude. That's drawn or fading or whatever, but we'll see if we can't 2-putt out. You would really like to be closer than that. It's almost like these guys gave us a bunch of easy courses this week because everything else is the Masters at Augusta, and that course is hard as shit. That's tracking to the hole. Oh, come on. Foof says the Android I have still has the headphone jack and it uses it like an antenna for the FM radio app. Okay. What Android do you have that has a headphone jack, dude? Like, do the new ones still have headphone jacks, or are you using an old phone like I use? I'm not giving Apple any more of my fucking money if I don't have to. Once the battery starts to go out on this one, I'll replace the battery. I will literally use this phone until it is broken beyond belief, or Apple makes it so it does not function correctly anymore. I'm a 90s kid, so I want to go back to my fucking Nokia cell phone with the fucking worm game on it. I hate how everybody's always gawking at their phone. Like when I was at that funeral yesterday, people were gawking at their phones. They were using their phones to take pictures of the casket and shit. And I just found it to be very disrespectful. Like, do you really need to chronicle your whole fucking life? Do you really need to take pictures and videos that you will 100% never look at again? Especially at a funeral. Like, have some fucking respect. Have some fucking respect, dude. 100 yards into the pin. I forgot to do a TikTok, so you're probably going to get a twofer. Go. Okay, Foof says the new ones do. He says he had his 6S Plus for about 10 years. Yeah, dude, you got me beat. I think I've had mine for maybe 5. Used it until the motherboard died and it became a brick. He said the screen went purple and then it frizzled out. That sounds like my old laptop graphics card. He said he loved that phone, last iPhone to have a headphone jack. And then Foof says something I don't know what he's talking about. He says, would it be Ninja Mall Cop to plug my Sordens into a Zune? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. But I can probably look up Sordens. I'm sorry, dude. I'm out of the loop. Let's see if we can make this putt for a birdie. That putt was way too firm. We did not deserve that. Okay. So let's look at the next shitty TikTok I've got in store for you here. This lady is clearly very full of herself, which is fine. It's healthy on some level. But it's Joanne the lawyer. In Texas, the NCP does not have a right to force the other parent to blah, 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 blah. Who gives a fuck? So this is her. And in the video, right, this is just a screen capture, but in the video she was doing this like, like Jurassic Park or some shit. Public service announcement. Child support can be used however the recipient chooses. Okay. Whether that means it goes directly towards groceries and the child's clothing, child's medications, rent, or the parent's monthly expenses, it doesn't matter. Okay. Child support is given to the other parent to use at their discretion. So child support can be used for anything? Like what if the cops found out they were using it to buy like methamphetamines or something? It can be used for anything, okay? But what I wanted to key in on is this lawyer. She's a lawyer, so she's gone to a lot of school. She used the incorrect version of weather. That is not even a version of weather. Weather, as in what I'm having right now where the rain's coming down outside, is W-E-A-T-H-E-R. The other version of weather that this person was trying to use is W-H-E-T-H-E-R. So I just thought it was funny that this fucking lawyer who's trying to be like, look at me, I know shit, didn't even bother to proofread their TikTok before they hit go. And is that petty of me? Sure. Some might say it is. I say if you post your shit on social media, you're open game. And we've got another TikTok here on hole 14, but since we skipped one, we did it on 13. This is a 388-yard par 4. We're 5 under par somehow. You guys, I don't play golf this well in real life. I mean, I just showed you my handicap, so I'm clearly not going to go 5 under. And most of it is honestly because of the gimme circle. The mighty gimme circle. That's going to fucking leak a little bit. That's fine. I felt that when I hit it. Can I punch? Can I punch? I don't even think I can punch. Sordens are active headsets, so like operator gear plugged into a Zune. I mean, that'd be pretty cool, honestly. It'd be like seeing Task Force Orange with old iPods. Okay, I get it now, brother. I get it now. Does the tree have colliders? It does. This tree will stop our ball dead in its tracks. So the only thing I can really do right here is hit a punch shot. Let's hit a... let's try a 7-iron punch shot here. Oh, I still hit the tree. Guys, I should have gone with my normal 3-iron punch shot. We are closer to the hole, but we're still we're probably looking at a bogey here unless I can pull some kind of a Christmas miracle out of my ass. 60 yards. Probably want to hit about 55. So there's your Christmas miracle straight out of your asshole. Am I going to be able to mow or not? I keep seeing the sun come out. Hole 14, so I owe you another TikTok. Citrine, we've seen this gal before. She usually says pretty smart shit, honestly. Citrine. A lot of women, notice she didn't say all, so she's already getting a thumbs up from me. She says a lot of women are slowly coming to the conclusion that most men simply don't like women. So she said a lot. She didn't say all women are slowly coming to the conclusion that all men don't like women. She's leaving it open-ended here. They don't at all. They might desire one, but they do not actually like them. I'm not at liberty to answer that question because it's a trap. But I do appreciate that Citrine did not use absolutes. She generalized. She said a lot of women, most, etc. I would say that it's still not true. I wouldn't say that most men don't like women. But we do appreciate when people don't use absolutes and they use, words that don't include everyone. So thank you, Citrine. You're a young lady and a scholar, and we appreciate you very much. Hole 14 is a 375-yard par 4, so not a terribly short par 4 like some of the other ones we've been seeing. But let's see if we can keep the club face closed here and keep the path shallow and see what happens. That started off left and faded to the right. We'll take it. You're obviously going to lose a lot of power when you hit off the heel like that. Still went 270. And we got a $1.08 into the pin. So I'm not sure if I want to hit a pitching wedge or a 9-iron here. That was pretty crummy. Get up there. All right, would have liked to have been a little closer. I know I say that a lot. I sound like a broken record, an old bald fat broken record. Let's hit like 30 feet. Oh, good God, that was a bad putt. My apologies, my sincerest apologies. Let's see if we can save par here. And hopefully we don't go above the cup. All right, saved par. Okay, so hole 15 is a little bit more difficult. It's a 201-yard par 3. So I got to hit my 3-iron, and I got to hit it relatively accurately because there's trees every goddamn where here. Okay, well, maybe we can scramble. What happened there? Closed club face over the top. Closed club face over the top, so better get your chipping game ready here. Luckily, we're playing soft greens. Oh no! Okay, now I really got to work for my dinner, or we're taking a bogey. Let's see here. We're breaking. Let's try that. 10-footer right there, about 2 cups out. Holy shit. What a good putt. A putt you're not going to make in real life. Gotta love the simulator. Guys, it's somehow already time for another TikTok. We're on the 16th hole. This one is of Utah. You can see the Rocky Mountains in the background, and it mentions Utah. So it says, whoever this stupid person is, Brent Jorgensen 6. I guarantee with a last name like Jorgensen, Brent is 100% LDS Mormon, Latter-day Saint, Church of Jesus Christ. I guarantee it. He says, never understood why car washes sell a monthly pass to wash every day if you wanted. Isn't that the point of a monthly pass? Never understood why car washes sell a monthly pass to wash every day if you wanted. Shouldn't he be saying that's an awesome fucking deal to pay like $20 a month so you can wash your car whenever you want to? Especially the rain here. It's going to rain and it's going to dry on your car and leave these shitty, dirty spots all over everything. I don't understand what he doesn't understand about car washes selling a monthly pass so you can wash your car every day if you wanted to. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe this is rage bait. Maybe there was a caption at the bottom that I didn't see or something. But this is just stupid. What don't you understand? A monthly fee and you can go wash your car anytime you want. I don't get it. What's this next TikTok? Yeah, we'll probably make fun of old Brendan here a little bit. Poor Brendan. All right, guys, we're just going to hit this golf ball like it owes us money. We're 5 under. No way of catching the leaders. I'm guessing they're way further than that under par. Decent drive, 142 mile an hour ball speed. You can see the ball speed starting to, it's dropping. It's dropping. So 265 yards. You need to be in the 150s to have a drive go around 300, and that depends on where you're at. If you're at sea level, if you're above sea level, it all depends. Oh, we got somebody new in the chat here. My voice is going hoarse. My apologies. Golf Guy Grant. Grant, nice to meet you, sir. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Grant says, I have a monthly car wash pass, but they limit it to once every 48 hours. Okay. The place that's most prevalent here in northern Utah is called Quick Quack. Quick Quack Car Wash. Don't drive dirty. And you can literally go wash your car 5 times a day if you want to. Where are you are you in the United States? Where do you hail from? Because, yeah, like I said, most of the ones here in northern Utah are called Quick Quack, and sometimes I swear to God my wife washes her car once a day, which is fine. She's been doing it for a while and the paint still looks good. It's a silver Honda Civic, so I can't complain. Okay. Grant's in Iowa. It's nice to meet you, my friend. Hopefully you're enjoying the fake golf I'm playing right now. I got rained out on the golf course earlier, so I decided to come and do a live stream in the sim. Anyway, guys, we got 51 yards to the pin. I'm hitting a sand wedge. That is not going to cut the mustard because the greens are soft, so we're going to have to work for our dinner here. Birdie putt, we can probably get in there for a par. These are pretty big gimmies, guys. Well beyond what I think we should be using. 8 foot. Can you imagine an 8-foot gimme? That's like twice your putter plus a couple of feet. So that's like, I'm 6 feet tall. That's like this much of a gimme. This tall. Can you even see that high? You can't. Guys, an 8-foot gimme is absurd. Anyway, let's putt. We're uphill. We're breaking right to left. Let's hit, I don't know, 34 feet here. Oh shit, that almost went in. Guys, I've mentioned this before, but GS Pro uses some sort of smoothing algorithm for putting. And if you go in and shut the option off, it makes putting quite a bit more difficult, but you can't change, you can only change it in your own curated rounds. I don't think you can change it in a league or a tournament event. Let's hit the 5-wood, and hopefully it goes straight, and hopefully we don't put it in that drink back there. Grant says he did some fake golf this morning, and he only does brushless car washes. Yeah, dude, I drive super old cars, so I don't really care about the paint anymore, but if I was driving a newer vehicle, I probably would do the same thing. Or I'd just never wash it, like I never wash my old 90s cars that I drive now. Healy fade. And hopefully we're not blocked out from the green too bad. I think we should be just fine. That's not a very good distance for a 5-wood, but if you don't hit off the center of the club face, you're kind of fucking yourself, essentially. Pardon my French. Let's hit a 6-iron here. Guys, I'm using the Ping I2 from way back, beryllium copper. Before they started loft jacking golf clubs. So my 6-iron is probably your like 8-iron, 7-iron. That was not off the face of the club. Hopefully we're okay. Bounce left. Let's do a little chippy chip, bumpy run. Having a pretty good round. I think we had a pretty bad case of the shanks yesterday. It only happens in the simulator. It doesn't happen to me outside, so I'm thankful for that. 16 yards. Probably should have judged the break a little better, but like I said, we got 8-foot gimme circles. You basically can't miss. And we're on hole 18, so this is going to be one of the last TikToks we look at. I'm scrolling way back into the archives, though. I took this one a long time ago. This is Brendan Steinbrecher. Oh, he's a smug son of a bitch. There's his smug face with his smug hair. Hey, I'm Brendan. Look at this smug motherfucker. Look how smug he is. He says he's winning at life. He's 20 with a 7-figure business, a convertible AMG. He wears suits and he doesn't party. Well, your life sounds mostly fucking terrible, buddy. I'm not going to talk too much shit on Brendan. Like, he might be a self-made man, but I doubt it. He's probably using some of mommy or daddy's or grandpa or grandpa's money, and he started his business and it happened to take off. Or he's completely full of shit. But what I wanted to talk about was, if you're doing this great in life, you typically don't need to talk about it. right? Warren Buffett drives an old shitty fucking Honda Civic or whatever. Like, you don't need to talk about it. Fucking be about it. If you're doing this well in life, Brendan Steinbrecher, you don't need to talk about it. Like, I'm guessing anybody that sees you wearing this with your, you should be wearing a tie, but that's okay. And you need to button up one more button on your shirt because right now you just look like a fucking chode. Maybe if you're that awesome, maybe you could wear a tie. You're a little too casual for me right now with your 7-figure business and your convertible AMG and your suits and your lack of partying. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is if he's really doing this well, he shouldn't need to talk about it, right? Like people with gigantic penises, they don't need to talk about it. Like they know they have a big dick. Deleted forever. Thank you, Brendan. You're a gentleman and a scholar. And just an overall good dude. Probably not. Do I have any more TikToks? Or did I just expend them all? Did we even got rid of the ones from the vault here? I might not have any more. Which is fine because we're done, but... Yep, guys, we're done. There are no more TikToks. Foof says CEO of McDonald's could barely stomach his own company's Arch Burger, though. Are you talking about Brendan Steinbrecher with all of his money and riches and gold? Because Brendan's only running a 7-digit business. It's not a 6-digit business. It's a 7-digit business. I think the CEO of McDonald's might be tickling the 8-digit business. Just kidding. Let's play number 18 here, and it's a short par 4. Let's try to not lose any strokes here. Well, gain any. It's confusing. I know. It's confusing. That's probably going to leak to the right. It felt weird. Are we blocked out? It looks like we are directly behind a tree. Guess who's not doing a punch shot over the water? This guy. It's too unpredictable. I'm not good at enough at it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch this direction. I'm not going to go for the pin. I'm not going to go directly over the water. It's too dangerous. So just an easy little punch shot. That was too easy, but we have a shot now. Foof's saying, if you guys remember, everybody was making fun of the CEO of McDonald's because he took this like shitty tiny little bite of his own burger. I like McDonald's. I know it's probably going to put me into an early grave, but I'll chow down on a double quarter pounder with cheese. Hold the onions though. Hold those onions, buddy. What was that dog shit? Okay, guys, so the likelihood of us not taking a bogey here has just gotten very small. Make it a double. I just duffed the shit out of that chip shot. Let's try to get this ball in the hole. Leave it to me to choke on the 18th hole, dude. That should be fine for a 11-foot putt. That almost was not good enough, believe it or not. So we gained a stroke there. We only were 4 over at the end of the round. Obviously, this is a highly fictional event. I don't shoot this well in real life. That was almost a clean scorecard. That was, that one little duff chip shot Took us, that's the only bogey we got in the whole round. That really stinks. All right, there's your stuff, guys. I'm out of TikToks. I can't even give you your post 18th hole TikTok. And this golf course was built by Simply Me 80. I don't like screen names like that. I think they're dumb. What do we got in the chat? Foof says Heart Attack Grill owner is the real deal. He knows he's selling you food that will kill you, and he doesn't hide it. He shouldn't need to hide it. I think the information is publicly available enough at this point that you know that fast food's full of sodium and cholesterol and high this and high that and high the other. Like it's not really, you can't even hide it anymore. Foof says he keeps a bag of ashes of one of his former spokesmen that died of a heart attack in his 20s. Oh my God. That's pretty fucked up, brother. Yet I'm laughing about it like a child. All right, guys, this has been a 2 hour and 22 minute live stream. I appreciate everybody in the chat. We haven't, right, I had never met Golf Guy Grant before this, and I think we had a few others in here. My buddy Derek was here in the beginning. He's the guy that I was golfing with at Mount Ogden when the marshal came out and told us to leave. Beezy came in, and then of course Foof, and then Golf Guy Grant. But that's about all I got for you guys. Happy Saturday. Hopefully you're having better weather than I am out here, although I keep seeing the sun peek its head out and it's really confusing the shit out of me. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining in the live stream. This has been another Turbo Talon Golf production. And I don't have any outdoor golf planned for tomorrow, but that doesn't mean I won't wake up and try to find a random tee time somewhere around here. It would almost be nice if it just rained all night long and the golf course was unusable, because that's like the only way that I'm able to take a break. But anyway, enough about my sad, sad life. I will see you guys in the next live stream. Have a good weekend.